So as I mentioned earlier, I invited Tiffany on. She's a new agent in Ridgewood, just got her license within the last couple of weeks. And I think we all can remember how scary it is getting into real
Yes,
estate and not knowing anything, not knowing
exactly.
how to do our jobs, what we should be talking about, afraid to get questions that we don't know how to answer, not knowing how to start our day, not knowing how to manage our time, not knowing how to attack our database. So I really just want to, everybody on this call, we're going to go up until like 8:56, just to give one piece of advice to Tiffany, but know that other agents are going to hear this as well. What's one piece of advice or a word of encouragement that you can give to the newer agents, Betty?
Okay, this is what I will say. Make connections with the people in your office. It will help you out. It will really help you out. Don't try to, go at this alone. Be present when you go into like the office to meetings, introduce yourself to people. And just like I said, make connections and just be present in everything. Don't let it overwhelm you, because it can be in the beginning stages with all the training and all the this and the that and this person telling you that, blah, blah, blah. It can become overwhelming. But just make connections and rely on the people in your phone. Reach out to them and let them know that you're an agent. I know I said a bunch of things, but yeah.
That's all good. And it's recorded, so she'll be able to hear it and write down notes because she's driving right now. Scott Bray, I'm coming to you, and then I'm coming to Mr. Goset. You have any advice for a new realtor on here, Miss Tiffany, that you would give her, or words of encouragement with real estate? Anything you've learned that you want to pass on?
The second phone call. Take the second phone call. They hang up on you, call them back. If you speak to them once, make that second call, because the first one never works, or not never, but doesn't. But make that second call. I really think you should make that second call.
Mm-hmm.
And
Scott, it's interesting you say that. I was out to lunch with Betty on Tuesday, and her phone rang, and she was like, "I don't know who this is," and she ignored it. And then it rang again with the same number. She's like, "Who is this?" And she answered. And I was like, "Betty, that's why we got to make the second call." Because that first time they ignore it. And the second time you call, they're like, "Maybe this is important. Let me answer." And I saw it unfold right then and there during lunch. So you're absolutely right. That's really great advice. Call the first time, they don't answer, hang up and call right back. Love it. Love it. Talika, give some advice to Tiffany as a newer agent. What should she be doing? What's some advice for her?
Hi, Tiffany. I think for any newer agent, you need a mentor. Find anybody who you can relate to or you want to aspire to become. Just cut, copy, paste what they are doing. Find out, ask questions as much as you can. Believe me, we are afraid to ask questions, and sometimes the other person is ready to give the answers. All we need to do is ask.
Love it. Love it. Mr. Gossett, what you got for us?
Okay, what's the young lady's name, the new agent?
Tiffany.
Tiffany. Before I came to Keller Williams, I didn't have a CRM. Okay, so take advantage of Command and take advantage of the fact that you have one of the best tech people, I think, in Keller Williams, in Nagum, and Ridgewood. I just sat with her last week, and it's totally changed my business, right? Because she gives you tasks. She's like, "Are you good with tasks?" "Yeah, I'm good with tasks." Now Command's telling me what to do, who to call, right? It's automatically communicating with my database. So spend time inputting people into your database and then put your database to work with you. But everything that Betty and everyone else said, absolutely true. Align yourself with people in the office, find a mentor, but invest in yourself and your database and your sphere, and get in that database, and out of it will come your business.
I love that. I'm coming to Ira, then I'm coming to Stephanie. What's up, Ira? What you got for us?
Good morning, everyone. Tiffany, wear a name tag. Wear a name tag wherever you go. We're not secret agents. It's amazing how people will just strike up a conversation with you because they see you're in real estate.
Ira, you shared a story recently. I saw it on Instagram where around your name tag. What was that?
I was in Whole Foods and standing at the salad bar, and this woman comes by and she says, "What happened to the chicken?" I said, "Oh my God, I don't know," because there was always pulled chicken there. I said, we need to have protein," and she noticed my name tag. And she said, "Oh, you're in housing." I said, "Yeah, I like to call it real estate." Next thing we know, we're having this conversation. It turns out when I looked her up, she's a lot older than I thought she was. But I said, "Hey, what kind of house do you have?" And she said, "I have a ranch." It's probably a tear down in Hohokus. I said, "Nothing in Hohokus is a tear down." I said, "But you have a ranch. That's amazing. Stay there," because so many people that get to be older can't do the stairs. We had a really, really wonderful conversation. I have her name. I have her email address. I have sent her note cards. She's on a drip campaign with Command. I said, "Is it okay if I send you emails periodically?" She said, "I'm not selling my house." I said, "Oh, I'm not here to sell your house. And I actually advise you not to sell your house because it's a ranch and you want to stay there as long as you can. And you're independent. You're here. You drove it. Enjoy the house. It's got to be wonderful. But if it's okay with you that I stay in contact, maybe periodically I'll send you a CMA just to let you know how much your house is worth. I only want to give you advice. That's it."
Look at that. And that's an opportunity from wearing a name tag. So maybe she won't sell right now. However, when she meets people that want to sell, she's going to think about Ira, because here's one thing I know about Ira. And this is another piece of advice, Tiffany. Follow up with your database quarterly. Make the phone calls, reach out, ask for opportunities. Ira is one of the best people I know at doing that. And so the follow up with people, putting them on the drip campaign, we're probably using terms that you haven't heard before. You'll hear them as you get more training, but these are all the things that you definitely need to be doing. Stephanie, what do you got for Tiffany?
Good morning. Ira took mine, but that's okay. I also I do wear a lot of real estate T-shirts and things when I'm out on the weekend and I'm not actually doing any open houses or anything. Just something like, little funny sayings about real estate and being a real estate agent. People do talk. That's a conversation starter. So just be the billboard.
Love that. Love that. Matt, and then I'm coming to Cito. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, everybody's got really great advice, but if I were to tell you what moved the needle was just whatever you decide to do it. And make little promises to yourself, because when you keep those promises to yourself, it's going to give you self-confidence. When you have self-confidence, that's when you can start doing the big boy and big girl stuff, which is like, oh, I'm doing listing presentations. I'm using power moves to script and close. And you're doing all this stuff and you feel confident about it. Like attracts like, you're going to start gaining and increasing your business.
I love that. I love that. And before I come to Cito, Tiffany, I just want you to know, and all the new real estate agents to know, the right pronunciation is Realtor. So that's you'll know what I mean as you watch a lot of videos and people say it so many different ways, but that's the right way. And then number two, don't say that you're a new realtor. Don't say it to anybody else, and don't say it to yourself, because then you start believing it and that keeps you from taking action. A lot of times you're a real estate agent and that's all you need to say. A lot of people won't know you're new unless you tell them. So don't even create that barrier in your business. I'm a real estate agent, not a new real estate agent. All right. Cito, what do you have for Tiffany?
Plan your day. Set aside time that you're going to commit to calling and, lead gen. That's your important one. Secondly, don't be a secret agent. Like someone said, there was a contest going on that David Radney said, hey, tell one person that you are a realtor. And I did that. And that's how I got my listing. And I didn't even think that person was going to listen to me. And she came back like 2 weeks later and said, I have someone that wants to sell the house. That's how I got my listing. So don't be a secret agent.
Yep. Don't be a secret realtor. All right, guys, we got it. We got it. All right. So I wanted to ask, yeah, I got you. Zakia, I wanted to ask you, and then Thalia, any advice for Tiffany?
Good morning, everyone.
Hey, Zakia.
Most definitely, yeah, wear your name badge. There's a trick that I've always heard. I think I've done it once where you put your name badge upside down and someone is going to comment about it. So that's one thing. Follow up for sure is a blessing. I'm starting to learn that more and more now. Let me think. And hop on any training classes that you can whenever you can, you know, and do your best to not beat yourself up, because I've had to learn that too, that you're not getting it all. Just pace yourself.
Love that, Zakia. And listen, she definitely needs to go to training classes and then pull one thing from that class and implement. We have a habit of realtors of taking a lot of notes and going to a lot of classes and then putting that up in our desk drawer. Implement what you're learning. That's the most important thing. You're going to learn a lot of great information. Choose one thing from every seminar and apply it in your business. Matt, go ahead.
Take push.
That's great advice, Tiffany. I run a program called Push, and I'm not great at pushing push, but Matt's right. It teaches you what to say and how to say it. It's all about scripting and learning how to be a great real estate agent. So you'll definitely hear more about that. Talika?
I wanted to say that starting from now on, any person you have a conversation with, just write down their name and number. Create one sheet that has all the names. I started doing that a little later, but that helped me a lot so that I don't miss out on somebody. So you'll have one book, one sheet, or whatever it is, a master sheet where you have all the people you contacted regarding real estate.
Love it. And Ira's right. Turn your cameras on when you're on Zoom, all you people with your camera off. And I would even go as far as renaming yourself and, like, you know, Tiffany Barton, New Jersey. So people know if you're on calls with other people from other states and cities, like this particular call, they know where you're working. Valia, you have any advice, you know, for a new agent from a newer agent?
As as a new agent, I would say, and they mentioned before, push, and also in the coaching that you get is to practice, and also don't beat yourself up about, you know, not knowing, feeling like you need to know everything now. Just take it a step at a time.
Love that. Great advice. And then last but not least, I'm going to go to Tanisha if you're able to unmute. 3, 2, 1. All right, Tanisha, I'm gonna skip you. So Tiffany, a lot of good advice. I'll make sure that you get this recording with all this advice so you can go back and listen to it. The other advice is stay on this call, stay plugged in. This is a tribe that will help you and encourage you and answer your questions and celebrate your wins. So definitely stay plugged in here. And then also a big part of real estate is learning your scripts and your dialogue. I have a class that I do on Friday mornings at 8:30. I recommend you join that class and start hearing how we talk about going after business, how we learn scripts, how we overcome objections. That's going to be a great call for you to get on as well. And so I'm going to wrap it up with Brenda. Brenda, bless you. I want you to give one piece of advice to Tiffany and then give us your word of the day, and we're going to wrap up at 9.
Don't overthink, guys. Just do it. Okay, so this is my message for today. Failure should be our teacher, not our undertaker. It is delay, not defeat. It is a temporary detour, not a dead-end street. So if you want your life to change, your choices must change. And today is the best day of your life to begin that change. And Tiffany, be a witness, not a judge. Focus on yourself, not on others. Listen to your heart, not the crowd. That's my message for you.
Man, that's a great way to wrap this call up. That was a good message, B. As always. Thank you. And listen, I just want to say again, if you guys are getting value from this call, I like to get us back to our numbers and get our numbers up. And I know that you guys know agents that need to be on here. I would appreciate if you invite them into this call, and also, more importantly, script practice call on Friday. Great call yesterday with last week with Pete. And we're going to have a great call tomorrow. So if you know people who need to be practicing their script and sharpening their saw, invite them to join me on script practice on Fridays. All right. I'm going to go get after